My name's Kim Gawronski. I'm Senior Director of Legal and Risk, which is legal to contracts and risk is compliance with Shermco Industries. And we provide electrical and engineering services to oil and gas, wind, solar, automotive. When I first came to Shermco, there was no tracking mechanism of any kind. And I was actually using yellow legal pads to track how many contracts I was looking at per day. We were probably getting only a small percentage of what contracts were actually being signed at the time in the field. Well, the two things that worry me every night is limitation of liability and indemnification. So we want to make sure that we fully understand the work that we're doing and what the risks are that are associated with that and be able to track them accordingly. Our risk is very high, especially in our business, because if we make a mistake or cause a mistake to be made on a customer site, it's not that you have to just pay a fine or a fee. Someone could get hurt or killed. We looked at iCertis as, I think, a way to be able to plan for the future and build on the future and continue to increase what we were doing safely without necessarily increasing our team. And the contracts can be loaded into iCertis. They run through Risk AI and already see where the areas are that we may have problems. With iCertis, we were the only department that was flat year over year on our expenses, and that's because we didn't hire anybody, because iCertis was doing a lot of the work for us and probably catching a lot more of the potential issues than we were as humans. It's also brought lift to the other areas of finance and sales. Our finance team all has access to iCertis, and they can go in and look at the contract summary. They can look at the synopsis, which we also use. They can look at the payment terms. Before we went to iCertis, we weren't tracking that, and we had quite a bit of revenue leakage. From a time perspective, we can run through contracts much more quickly because the system's actually doing it for us. And in a matter of maybe 10 or 15 minutes from start to finish, we already know the areas that are going to be problematic that need to be negotiated. So today our SLAs for contracts are, we turn a non-disclosure agreement in a day. We turn purchase orders in a day unless they have to be redlined. We turn master service agreements generally in 2 days. We're better able now to tell the sales team, here's how long it's going to take. So the system's given us greater speed. We just got purchased by a new parent, and when we were asked to provide evidence of what we had, we were able to do so pretty easily. And now in iCertis, we have the main contract for the customer and everything that's associated with that all hooked together. It's much easier to be able to provide if someone asks. We look at it as a partnership. They're looking at what our needs are and showing us what they could bring to the table to help us looking forward to the future. And I think having a partner that does that is important to being successful with what our group does. Anybody considering a new CLM, especially where you're dealing with contracts that have high risks associated with them, the ability to have that AI be a second set of eyes, or actually the first set of eyes, I think it makes your process considerably safer.